As a man thinks, so he is, Part 6. This teaching series is progressive in nature. If you are joining midstream, I will be making remarks during this presentation that tie into previous episodes, so I do suggest starting the series from the beginning. But regardless, you will still be able to glean much information from this portion. I did want to let you know that I will be including links below this video, as I have done the exhaustive interpretation of Proverbs 23:7, and I have made video on that. It is 43 minutes for translation of 13 words. I also posted another video called The Power's Coming Down, which is an exhaustive interpretation of the last word that is very, very encouraging for the times that we live in regarding the oppression that we have seen, specifically this year, but through shadow entities that have been controlling us and manipulating us. So I encourage you to check that out. So on this segment, this is our second to last one, and we are going to be revealing the true power found within our creative abilities, as we're going to simply look at the word meaning not. But is it that simple, or is there truly a wealth of information found within this seemingly benign word? Let's take a look. We are at the final two words from Proverbs 23:7, not and with you. Not is an interesting word. In other teaching videos, we have also seen the word not written in the form of al or el and lo. Obviously, this is different as we now have the bet added into the mix as the aleph has been deleted. Through the English translations, you would never see this difference or even question why they would use different symbols to convey the same message. Or is it? Baal not only means not, but it is also another word for heart. We need to take some time looking at this word to see what it's teaching us. We also have a second makaf in this verse, and from the previous teaching in this series, we know that this is connected to the bride as a breadth and width form of measurement standards. In this context, we can see that this word has the meaning of a failure, nothing, not at all, and as well as lest. The word lest means the intention of preventing something undesirable, to avoid the risk of, or after the clause indicating fear, because of the possibility of something undesirable happening. And it can be said another way as in case. Baal is from a root word, bala, meaning to fail, to wear out, decay, consume, and spend. In Aramaic, this word, same symbol order, has the additional meaning which is to terrify and hasten. Also, it means to palpitate, hence to terrify, and of the heart, to beat rapidly, strongly, or irregularly, or to shake and tremble. Through the definition, it says that this corresponds to Bahal, same symbols having a different order, which is the same gematria in the Hebrew numbering system, meaning that the words that have the same number in total are connected to one another. This word is a primitive root meaning to tremble inwardly, be or make suddenly alarmed or agitated, or to hasten anxiously. And finally, with this word, symbols having different vowel points but spelled the same, Baal, we see that it also has the meaning of mind, heart, anxiety, and the heart as the seat of anxiety. We can connect this back to what we shared in our previous teachings in this series with the word leb and nefesh as the soul and spirit of who we are. As I have said before many times, this will always be about and centered in the activities of our heart, the Holy of Holies found within our temples. Now we know that this word Baal is connected to Bahal, as now the hay has moved into the inside. They have the same meaning. So what is this showing us? That fear and anxiety appears to be on the inside of us in our heart. That is where it's coming from, the place of your mind, emotions, and will. So fear and anxiety, as it has been revealed to us, is our inside teacher to reveal something to us. What does it reveal? Since fear is a construct of the beast ego, if you are in fear, you will create more reasons to fear in your life. If you've watched many of my teachings, fear is based on survival, and the beast, our reptilian nature at its lowest frequency, will do anything to survive. Fear is its tool. It served us when we were at a lowered consciousness level so that when wild animals, which could also be people, chased us to take what we have in whatever form of takery they have been motivated by, whether it be power, resources, energy, including us as food, this is the place of reaction, not response. We have, or should have, evolved from that place so that beast nature no longer serves us, so that instead, through love, we will respond. So looking at this word, we can see that since we do not have the hay on the inside, without revelation, what happens to us on the inside will wear us out and wear us down, causing decay within. But it is meant to reveal something to us, to teach us. When we have anxiety and are anxious about anything in an ignorant state, meaning simply that we do not know, we quickly react and try to avoid whatever the risk may be associated with these fears and anxiety as an indication of the possibility of something undesirable may happen. It may or it may not, but is it happening in the moment or are you imagining that? You can connect this to the English phrase, vain imaginations. We expend a tremendous amount of our life force energy on this, where we could be utilizing that same energy to diminish the beast ego within, which is the root and cause of the worry, fear, and anxiety to begin with. How much of our fear is based upon things that we have either done or have not done that actually feeds into this fear? In the place of autonomy, we are to take care of that which we are responsible for. Otherwise, Mother will come against us as anything that's outside of being autonomous, walking in our own personal sovereignty that is not becoming, she will address. That is her job, to get us back on track and to take us into the age of accountability, hence why some things will pierce us if we are lacking in areas. It is meant to teach us, hence having revelation as to why we are experiencing some fears and anxieties that are of our own making. This is how we learn the inside authority as it is revealed to us. That leads me to our next word. This next word may not seem like that it connects, but it does. Baal, as Bet Lamed, is also a shortened form of Baal, meaning master, husband, owner, to be a master, and to marry. So with all of this information, what's going on? For us to really make heads or tails of this, which is really two different faces of the same coin in the system of duality, we need to take in consideration what we have been discussing about throughout this entirety of this verse. We have been speaking about emotions relating to our heart and soul in manifesting our reality. Just as the word heart in its simple paleo form meant authority inside, we saw from the previous slide that in this order it means inside authority. The Lamed is a teacher, a shepherd, goading and urging. So what happens on the inside teaches us. In this case, the letter ayin is missing, and the usage of this word also means not. So why is this important? In duality, you will either learn or not learn from your inside authority. Not learning is still a lesson in learning, as consequences are meant to teach you. Again, that is Mother's job, which is why she is on the severity side of the tree of life. Baal has the ayin in the middle, which is vision and knowing. This letter in Paleo Hebrew is an I and pertains to seeing and knowing. So when we see what is being revealed to us on the inside as an indication that there is something to be learned through our fear and anxiety, then we know why it is there so we can transmute it. We become as master and lord over ourselves. And since this word Baal, in addition to lord and master, also means to marry, we can see how this is connected to the bride through the makaf. The bride is to be the master over self, which is why we must see what is being revealed to us through our fears and anxieties. When we can see that this is of the beast ego, then we can face the beast that controls us, manipulates us, and sets itself as God over us in our temple by sitting on the seat of our emotions, the amygdala, which has a primary role in the processing of memory, decision-making, and emotional reactions, the place that moves us into fight or flight. This all originates from our heart. When we can see the beast ego, then we can face the beast that has set itself up as God over us and transmute it so that it no longer separates us from our true love, that of communion, calm union. Calm meaning with, together, jointly, all together, and union meaning action or fact of joining or being joined. When we are joined in communion with our higher self, this is the sacred Hebrew wedding within, joining of the divine masculine and feminine. This is the bride having made herself ready as she perfects love, joining all within and joining in the great I am. This is becoming the wife crowned in glory. This will be the activation of light and love, starting with us on the individual level. Fear will keep us from connecting both parts, keeping us divided from our higher self. The divine marriage, connecting the proverbial heaven and earth through the Spirit, will not happen until we can see this aspect and become a master over ourselves. This is why it is critical for us to see that our emotions are a barometer for us to know what is going on within so that we can do something about it, experience the grand wedding, and be the master over ourselves, which is our power under control. So ultimately, why is this important? Because everything that we are discussing, it all connects back to Source, the source of our power and the strength of our temple. And as this is so, this is also the place that we commune with the Source, the Creator, through our spirit, connecting to that which is higher than ourselves. This is how we are co-creator. When we go to the Source within, our heart, where we create and then we join with the creative power of the Source creation, we are a powerhouse when we can really grasp a hold of this. And I am speaking directly to myself here. If you benefit from this, that is wonderful. But based on where I am right now and my battles, I need to hear this. I know it in my head, but that isn't enough. I need to know it in my heart so that I can activate my true power. We are the only ones who limit ourselves. This is why we need to let our emotions reveal to us what's going on the inside, so that we can see the purpose of them and let them be our inside authority, the barometer for us to know what is going on inside of us, and teaching us so that we can be a master and lord over them, and not the other way around. This is the beginning of the end of the beast ego. And once love is perfected, fear can no longer be found, which is the eradication of the beast within. You no longer have its mark or frequency, the mark of the beast. You become the mark, a frequency of love, exempt from judgment, as you no longer judge yourself or others, as you have rendered everything clear. You found and have become the narrow path that few find. Shalom, shalom.